Good morning and welcome to the little apartment on the prairie. I am baking bread. Well, I've got dough, which I let sit too long and now it's a little dried out. I'm going to make bread out of it anyway because that's what you do when you really want bread and you don't want to waste a lot of flour and whatever. So, I had not a very good night last night. I've talked about this a little bit before in videos. I've got post-traumatic stress disorder, and sometimes I have a lot of nightmares. I mean, I guess in general I have more nightmares than a lot of people do, but yeah, sometimes they're worse than others, and I don't know what the deal was last night. Sometimes I can figure out why I'm having nightmares, and sometimes I can't. But I woke myself up screaming, which I used to do a lot and don't do too often anymore, but sometimes I still do. Isaac, you can bring it here. You better bring it before I get my hands all doughy. Come here, bring it. It's a little too late, actually. My hands are already sticky. Come here, bring me the Kong if you want something. He's going to wait till my hands are, like, covered with dough and all sticky and stuff. Anyway, I woke myself up about 5 o'clock in the morning screaming. And, man, it was one of those deals where, like, you're still really tired, but like you can barely wake up, but you're afraid to go back to sleep because you might just start, you might find yourself right back in the nightmare. And I was so upset by it all. My neighbor across the hall, he tells me he's up a lot at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning having coffee. Not always, but a lot of times he's up then. I almost went across the hall to see if he was awake. Of course, if he wasn't awake, I would have woke him up probably, but knocking on his door to see if he was awake. But hell, I would have like offered to make him coffee and stuff. I would have made him like my gourmet coffee. Just to, not that I wanted him to do anything. I just didn't want to be alone, and I wanted somebody to distract me from what was in my head. And, well, I ended up not doing that and going back to sleep. But, man, it was a bad night. So this morning, it's like 8 o'clock now, and I got up a little bit after 7. And I feel like I am moving so slow. Like, I didn't get enough rest, and I had a bad night, and I'm moving slow. I'm having a hard time getting started, but, there's bread that, well, here's what happened. Last night, I mixed up some sourdough, and I was really tired, and I fell asleep early, and I thought I was going to lie down for a while, and maybe I'd fall asleep and take a little nap, or maybe I wouldn't, but then I'd get back up and finish my bread. And that never happened, so this dough like proofed all night, which means it's overproofed. Isaac, you bring your Kong here if you want a treat, but quit whining. Jeez, that's annoying. Come on, bring it. Bring it right here. And, so then I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning, all out of sorts, and I wasn't getting up and kneading bread dough at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'd had nightmares and stuff, Although if I would have shown up at the neighbor's door with some fresh bread, he probably wouldn't have minded if I woke him up. But anyway, so I've got this bread dough that, it's like you better knead it and take care of it now or you're going to just throw it out and waste the bread. And it's food pantry day today. I have to go to the post office. I have to call in a prescription that I was supposed to call in yesterday and didn't get around to doing. There's stuff to do today. I have a bunch of apples that need peeled, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with them because I don't have room for them in my freezer, so I guess I'm going to maybe put some in the dehydrator. I don't know. I have a bunch of onions that also need to go in the dehydrator. Obviously not with the apples, unless you want onion flavored apples. But I should have got one of those things in the dehydrator yesterday, and I didn't. So there's just stuff that needs done today. So it's one of those days where you just get up, and if you're moving slow, you're moving slow, and still you get the things done. And this is one of those things that, like, I mean, sometimes it really is just simple. That doesn't mean it's easy. It's easier said than done, but you just do the next thing, and then you do the next thing, and then you do the next thing until, you know, eventually you're done with all the things, if you're lucky. Except, like, it seems like here there's always more things to do, but anyway, you just... Do you hear Sassy? She's jumping in a box with this little toy hummingbird that chirps. Which, you would think the chirping would get annoying, but she, like, loves it so much it doesn't really annoy me that much. Anyway, you just do the next thing, and then you do the next thing, and then you do the next thing, and maybe all the things never get done, because there's always so much to do, but... you know, some things get done. And, you know, I've been baking my own bread, my own sourdough bread for, I don't know, over 2 years now, about 2.5 years. I've got the starter that's like 2.5 years old. And, yeah, it's like, it's almost like a ritual. It's just this thing, you know, there are days that I really enjoy baking the bread, and days that it feels like a chore, and days that it just feels like a wonderful thing to do. But it's calming, even on bad days, really. And, you know, it's little rituals like that, little things that we do day in and day out that, I don't know, kind of tie life's events together, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably not making any sense. I'm tired, guys. Let me know what you do when you've had a bad night. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And everybody have a good day. Stay safe. Stay well.